O chosen one, an incomparable wonder is about to manifest in your path. A celestial transformation is approaching, and someone who has never crossed your destiny, a prosperous stranger, will be the channel of your grace. Why have you been favored? Why at this moment? What have you done to position yourself for this change that will alter your future? Listen diligently, for by the end of this message, you will understand clearly the reason you are entering an era of divine blessings. Stay attentive. What you are about to uncover may be the secret to your next great victory. Before proceeding, interact with this video and proclaim in the comments, "I am prepared to seal this revelation in your existence." The world may have scorned you, but the heavens have never averted their gaze from you. While others ignored you, the divine beheld every detail, every act of generosity you offered without expecting reward, every silent sacrifice you made when no one was watching, every tear you shed in the darkness of the night. None of that was in vain, for in the shadows, when no one else could see, when your efforts seemed trivial, the Creator recorded it all. He saw when you gave, even though you had little. He saw when you helped someone without receiving praise. He saw when you chose the righteous path, even though it was the hardest. And now, the time has come for all of that to return to you multiplied, for the heavens have their own system of reward. And when the divine decides to favor you, he does so in a way that no one can obstruct. That is why a wealthy stranger is about to cross your path. It is not coincidence, not luck, it is a response. A response to every prayer you made in secret, to every time you wondered if anyone noticed your effort, to every moment when you thought you were alone. The divine was orchestrating this moment, and the blessing that approaches will not be like anything you have experienced before. For when the Creator honors faithfulness, he does so on a grand scale. He will not give you just enough. He will give you more than you ever dreamed. He will not lead you to an ordinary place. He will elevate you to a level you never imagined reaching. He will not use the paths you expected. He will employ unexpected people, unpredictable moments, twists that will transform your life in the blink of an eye. And this is one of those moments. Now tell me, are you prepared to receive what you have long awaited? Because what is coming will surpass all your expectations. But there is something more you need to know before this great turning point in your destiny, something that will completely transform your vision. Keep listening. Before every great achievement, there is always a test. It is not by chance, not coincidence. It is a filter, a process designed not to destroy you, but to reveal who you truly are. And you, chosen one, have passed the test. Perhaps without realizing it. Perhaps in moments when you felt at your limit, but you prevailed. Because there were days when life struck you hard. Days when you were rejected, when doors that seemed open suddenly closed. Moments when you wondered if it was worth persisting. But you did not give up. You continued believing, even when everything seemed against you. You maintained your integrity, even when no one was watching. You did not trade your essence for a shortcut. You did not betray your principles for an easy reward. You did not succumb to despair, even though the path seemed endless. And the divine saw that. He saw your resilience when others would have faltered. He saw your patience when everything seemed delayed. He saw your heart when no one else did. And for that reason, a transformation is on its way. A prosperous stranger is not choosing you by chance. He is being divinely led to you. Because what the Creator has for you is not just a reward, it is recognition. It is not just a blessing. It is a sign that you passed the test. This moment you are living is the consequence of every right choice you made when it was easier to err. It is the harvest of every seed you planted when no one applauded you. And now the reward is on its way. But there is something more you need to understand, for the way this blessing will arrive will be different from anything you imagined. Pay attention. What comes next will change everything. The universe does not move by chance. Everything obeys a celestial order. There are things that seem random, but in truth, they were meticulously planned long ago. And now, at this exact moment, something is forming in the invisible. a connection that will transform your destiny forever. You do not need to chase opportunities or force locked doors. Because when the divine decides to move the pieces, he does so with absolute precision, without haste, without chaos, but with a perfect plan that activates at the exact moment. For some time, someone has been prepared to cross your path. A stranger, prosperous, someone with resources, with influence, with the key that will open a new dimension in your life. But the most important thing is not this person's material wealth. It is the purpose behind this encounter. Because this is not just a benefactor. It is an instrument in the hands of the Creator. Reflect on this. While you face challenges, while you learn to trust amid uncertainty, the divine was already aligning this person elsewhere, in another time, in circumstances you could not imagine. But now the time has come. Now the paths are about to intersect. Observe how the celestial plan works. When Joseph was in prison, he did not know that his connection with the cupbearer would lead him to the palace. When Ruth gleaned in the fields, she did not know she was about to meet Boaz, the man who would change her destiny. When David tended sheep in the field, he did not know that the prophet Samuel had already been sent to anoint him as king. Do you see? There is always a link. There is always someone the divine positions at the exact moment to release the next level in the lives of his chosen ones. And now it is your turn. Do not worry about the how or the when. Do not try to force doors. Do not desperately search for the right person, because the connection the divine is orchestrating for you does not depend on your efforts. It depends on his perfect will. Perhaps you feel you have been in the shadows too long, that you worked hard without seeing results, that you gave without receiving anything in return. But all of that was preparing the ground, because there are times when the Creator works in secret, away from the spotlight, shaping every detail before revealing his masterpiece. Listen to this carefully. The person who will transform your life may not seem like a savior, may not present themselves as you imagined, may not speak in the way you expected, but there will be something in this encounter that you cannot ignore. Something in that person's voice, in their gaze, in their manner of acting, will be a sign that this is not an ordinary meeting, but a celestial appointment. This stranger does not arrive by chance. They arrive because the heavens sent them. Because their blessing is not just for them, their success is not just theirs. They were favored to favor others, elevated to lift others up. And you are part of their mission. Soon you will see doors open that no man can close. Opportunities that once seemed unattainable will come to you without you having to pursue them. People with influence, resources, and connections that once seemed impossible to reach will begin to appear in your path. But there is something more you need to understand, something that will make the difference between receiving this blessing or letting it pass unnoticed, because it is not enough to be in the right place. You will need to be prepared to recognize the door when it opens. And that is what I will reveal next. Obedience is a supreme key. It is what opens doors that no one else can open. It is what moves the invisible and releases rewards that human logic cannot explain. What you did in secret, what you chose to do when no one was watching, what you sacrificed without expecting reward, all of that was recorded in the heavens, and now it is returning to you. Perhaps you did not realize it at the time. Perhaps you did not understand why you went through certain trials. But every decision you made, every act of obedience, every time you said yes to the divine's will instead of following your own path, was building something. You did not see it immediately, but now is the time of manifestation, because obedience does not just attract blessings, it provokes relocation. It does not just improve your life, it elevates you to a new level. It is what made Abraham leave his land without knowing where he was going. It is what led Moses to confront Pharaoh even when it seemed impossible. It is what made Peter abandon his boat to follow Jesus without looking back. Each of them had to make a decision before seeing the promise fulfilled. And you did the same. You obeyed when it was difficult. You chose truth over falsehood, even if it cost opportunities. You helped when others said not to. You trusted the divine in silence, even when everything around you screamed that there was no hope. And now, what seemed like a sacrifice is turning into harvest. The Creator is reordering your life. He is taking you from one place and leading you to another. And it is not just a physical change, it is a complete transformation, a shift in your environment, your connections, your opportunities. Look around you. There are things that once seemed stable, but now they are moving. Relationships that seemed permanent are suddenly unraveling. Situations that seemed secure are now transforming. It is not coincidence, it is part of the plan. Because when the divine decides to take you to a new level, you cannot carry everything from the past. Some things need to be left behind. Some doors need to close. Do not cling to what the Creator is asking you to release. Do not question why certain things are changing. Do not fight to hold on to what He has already decided to remove. Because this relocation is not a loss. It is a promotion. It is not punishment. It is a reward. And the time is near. Soon you will see signs that something grand is happening. Small changes that may seem insignificant at first, but will later connect to form the complete picture. Unexpected opportunities, new people entering your life, a feeling in your spirit that something is about to manifest. And when that moment comes, you need to be prepared, because it will not be a slow process. It will be sudden, transformative, and there will be a crucial decision you will have to make at the right time. Something that will determine whether you embrace this blessing or let it pass without noticing. Listen carefully, because what I will say next will be crucial for what is to come. When the divine moves, He does not do so in silence. He does not do so in small doses. He does not do so predictably. When the Creator decides to intervene in the lives of His chosen ones, He does so in such a grand, unexpected, supernatural way that it leaves everyone in awe. And what is about to happen in your life will be no exception. This blessing will not be small, not a simple improvement, not a slight advance. It will be something that completely transforms your story, something that changes your position, your environment, your influence. It is not just about a new place, it is about a new level. For some time, the divine has been preparing you for this moment. He has been working on you in silence, shaping your character, strengthening you in adversity, teaching you lessons that only the chosen can comprehend. And now it all makes sense. What is about to happen will not be gradual, it will be sudden. One day you will be in one position, and the next day everything will have changed. Just as Joseph went from prison to palace in a single night. Just as Esther went from an unknown orphan to queen of an empire. Just as Job, after losing everything, saw the Creator restore double. This will be a moment of celestial surprise, because when the divine blesses, He does not do so according to human logic. He does not do so based on what the world considers fair. He does so based on His purpose, His grace, on what He already determined before the foundation of the world. Therefore, do not worry if your current situation does not seem favorable. Do not be anxious if things still do not make sense. Do not despair if the scene seems uncertain, because the divine always acts at the last moment when everything seems impossible. He allows the trial to reach its extreme so that His glory can manifest without doubt. And here is the most impactful part. This relocation is not just for you. It is much greater than your own life. It is a celestial assignment, a change in position that will bring influence, favor, and supernatural provision, not just for you, but for many who depend on your destiny. Because when the divine elevates someone, it is not just for that person's personal benefit. It is so they become a blessing to others. It is so you can be light in places where darkness has reigned too long. It is so you can bring hope to those who have lost faith. It is so you can be living proof that the Creator still performs miracles in this generation. And when it happens, not everyone will understand. Not everyone will accept it. Some will ask, why you? Some will try to minimize what the divine is doing in your life. But do not stop to explain. Do not try to convince anyone, because when the Creator decides to bless, He does not ask for permission. Soon, you will see signs that confirm this is real. People who once ignored your presence will begin to notice you. Doors that were once closed will open without you having to knock. Opportunities you never imagined will appear in your path in the most unexpected way. But here is the key. When that moment comes, when this blessing manifests, when this celestial surprise happens, you need to be ready to receive it. You will need to have your heart prepared. You will need to recognize the exact moment when the divine says, "It is now," because what comes next is the turning point, the moment when everything will change. And what I will say now is the final piece of the puzzle. Chosen ones, prepare yourselves. The movement has already begun. Something invisible is taking shape, something the human eye cannot yet see, but which, in the spiritual realm, is already a reality. The order has been given. The heavens have spoken, and what the divine has decreed, no one can prevent. A person you have never seen, someone who does not know your story, someone who has no idea what you have been through, is being guided by the hand of the Creator at this very moment. Because it is not coincidence, not chance, it is a celestial plan in action. Your faith has brought you this far. Your obedience has positioned you. Everything you endured, every trial, every tear, every sacrifice, everything was counted, and now the reward is on its way. But hear this, do not fear. Do not doubt when the opportunity arrives. Do not reject the blessing because it seems too great. Because this is not man's work. It is the fulfillment of a prophetic word that was waiting for the exact moment to manifest in your life. This is not an ordinary change, not just a promotion. It is a celestial relocation, a quantum leap in your purpose, a dimensional shift, an expansion of your territory. So lift your head, straighten your back, look forward with the certainty that something glorious is coming. What once seemed impossible is about to become reality. Declare this with faith. Write in the comments, "I am prepared," and proclaim it over your life. It is not just a phrase, it is an affirmation of what is already in motion. It is a sign that your spirit has captured what the heavens are announcing. The question is not whether the blessing will come. The question is, will you be prepared to receive it? Because when the divine decides to move, He does so in an indisputable, undeniable, and unstoppable way. Amen.